I went to Vid Summit this year for the first time, and I sat in on a speech by Tom Bilyeu. You don't know who Tom Bilyeu is, just look him up. The guy's like incredibly smart. But he talked about like having absolute clarity on like what your goals are. And I know that sounds like this, I've heard that so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word clarity. For whatever reason, I haven't ever really been able to wrap my mind around like how to, or like why it's so important to have clarity. And maybe that's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. I'm not sure. But whenever it comes to like having clarity, I always thought this like, yeah, you need to be clear. You need to have a good understanding of what you want to do. But maybe that's it. Maybe as I'm like talking about this right now, maybe I wasn't actually like certain on what my actual goals were. I picked up this book right here. It's called The 4-Hour Work Week. Some of you may or may not have heard of it. This is an incredibly good book. It's had an immediate impact on my life. I've always been the type of person that's just get as much done as you can possibly do in your day to make the best. And that has been like the most fulfilling for me because I like to think that I have a decent work ethic. I work really hard, and I like to say that I, was able to get all these things done. I think most people are that way whenever it comes to working on stuff. I may be wrong, but I feel like most people are that way. Based off of what I've read and some research that I've done, that seems like it's counterproductive to like you having true fulfillment, or at least for everyone. And so the book kind of talks about like the 80-20 principle and stuff like that. So 20% of the things that you do only can or lead to 80% of the results, and you hear it all the time on YouTube. I was doing all these different things, and I'll show you like this. That's why this was the thumbnail, is because I make lists. I'm a big person of making a checklist and I don't go crazy with this. I don't put like a deadline on there. I should have. But I make like these crazy checklists that are like incredibly long every single day. One thing that I've realized recently is that when I do get to my end of my like to-do list, I get it complete, I am so like anxious. I got so much going on in my head, and I'm just fried that I don't know when to shut it off. I think that it depends on the kind of person that you are. For me, I just want to live like a happy, fulfilled life, the best life that I can, live for myself. Some things happened earlier in my life that are kind of sit with me to why it's so important to make the best of the life or the time that you have on earth. And so for me, that's kind of like what my thing is like, I want to live a happy, fulfilled life. And so I just kind of like took what I learned from this book and kind of started to look at like what I actually like care about and what's the most important to me. If the things that I have on my checklist don't actually move me towards the things that fulfill me, then I'm not going to do those things. And it's one of those, like, you may let some people down, but if letting those people down doesn't actually, and this is just my way of thinking about it, is if letting those people down doesn't, if it's not going to affect what your actual goal is, then who cares? Like, who cares if they get upset about it? So what I've recently done is I used to put like, a big checklist of like all the things that I need to do in a day. But now I limit myself to 5 things. Only can get 5 things done a day. And at least 2 of those things are like, but I only did those 2 things, I would still be satisfied with my day. It's been extremely helpful for me because now I don't have my brain, like I don't have this pressure of all these things that I have to do, because I know that these 5 things that I put on this list are things that I actually care about because they move me closer towards my goals. So you can apply this to anything in life. Like maybe your goal is to be a better parent, or your goal is to, grow your business or grow your YouTube channel. I feel strongly now that if I were to put like, I need to make a thumbnail, I need to come up with a title, I need to come up with an idea, thumbnail, title, and then like just go down this list and create a big list out of it, I'm going to overwhelm myself, and it's going to create more barriers, and it's going to make me not enjoy it. If things are simple, they're going to be a lot easier I feel like they're going to be easier to get done, based off of what I've learned and, research that I've done. But having like absolute clarity on like what your goals are has been super helpful for me to decide on what I actually should be doing versus just doing work for the sake of doing work. Tom at Vid Summit talked about, if you find yourself sitting at your desk and you're just you're inventing things that you should be doing, or you don't really know what you should be doing, you don't have enough clarity. I have been starting, like at the end of every day, I've been thinking about what I need to do. So for example, if I need to get a video done this week, I'm going to break that down the day prior so that when I go into the next day, I'm just going right into it versus having to worry about making that list. But that is like completely broke my mind of like that. I guess this thing I was trapped in as far as like understanding how to be more productive. So that's just what worked for me. I don't know if that works for you. I hope it's helpful. If you want to learn like more tips as far as like things that photography and video, check out this video right here and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And check off this little box right here. I don't know why I only do half. I don't know where I even found this, but I only do half of the, you can see right here. I only do half of the square. That's just something that I picked up on. I don't know where I got it, but all right. See you later.